Hello, and welcome everybody. Welcome back to the final stream of this year and probably for quite some time. As I say, I'm not going to be doing a stream series next year. There are big updates coming to the channel. I keep teasing them. After Christmas, before New Year's, I'm going to announce what I'm doing with the channel. It's all going to change. We're going to have a big mix up. Everything's going to be new, fresh, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, we are going to round the year up with a couple videos and one final live stream. And of course, this guy has been the finale of every live stream series I've done for the last 3 years. So it's great to have him back on. He's a good friend. It's always great to have a chat with him. And I need to meet up with him in person. I want to add that as well. But let's bring him in. It is Mr. Big Pauly himself. Here he comes. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much, mate, for coming back on. I always wonder if I'm going to be able to get you back on at the end of each year, because your channel is blows up bigger and bigger each year.
It's my pleasure. I don't usually do streams in the evenings. You probably know that. I do mine on like 4 o'clock. I just settle down in front of the TV and watch crap in the evenings.
Yeah.
But I make an exception.
Yeah. Well, thank you, mate. It's always a pleasure. I'd say the 3 years I've done this, it's great that every year I've been able to have you as my last guest. Going out with a bang. It's always good fun.
I feel honoured to be the last one.
It's tradition now, and if I bring these back in a few years, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get you back for the finales again.
then again, looking at it a different way, it could be right. Okay, get him on and get him off.
Yeah. Oh, we'll save him till last. I'm joking. No, it's always a pleasure to have you on, mate. It really is. And as I say, I always enjoy catching up with you, and we need to meet up in person at some point. In one of these.
I know you had a meet up in London, didn't you, with Jamie and Justin at that time?
Yeah,
I mean, London's not really far from me. It's like 70 miles.
Yeah, no, that one was actually Bournemouth, I think, that one. But
was it?
Yeah, but because I haven't done a meetup in London yet. When it's really because London's the easiest one for me, because obviously I'm right outside London. I can hop on a train and be in central London in half an hour, but they're always in other places.
There are rumours going around that maybe we'll do a summer meetup at the Oxford Street HMV.
Well, that would be perfect, because I can get there in about 40 minutes.
And throw in a bit of Disney Store and a bit of Forbidden Planet.
Yeah. Oh, I love going to Forbidden. I love that area, Forbidden Planet, the Soho area of London. It's not technically in Soho, but it's close. There's loads of great shops around there there's like some Harry Potter shops, some Game of Thronesy type stuff. Love that area.
It must have changed a lot, because the last time I remember I went into central London, Forbidden Planet was on Tottenham Court Road.
Oh, was it?
Just around the corner from the Dominion Theatre.
Yeah.
And the Disney Store was on Regent Street.
Oh, right. Oh,
but we're going back about 20 years now.
I honestly had no idea it used to be in a different location. Now it's on the same road as FOP, isn't it? And it's where the big Harry Potter Cursed Child Theatre thing is as well. Yeah. So, and as I say, you've got right down the road to the station, I forget the name of it, that you get off there. There's a Harry Potter shop, and then around the corner there's like a medieval one that sells like Game of Thrones stuff. So it's a good little area for stuff like that. And there's loads of record shops as well, which I enjoy going in as well around that area. So it's a good little area for shopping. But anyway, we've got a few people here. We've got quite a few comments coming through it. And I'm going to say, as always, apologies if I don't get through them all, or if I skip a couple. Not doing it on purpose. It's just the way these things go. Anyway, I'm going to bring this one up first, because this comment come through just after 3 this afternoon. It's Ross, a really, really good, loyal viewer of mine. And he says, Cat Wars. This is probably to do with my comments on the Marvels, I'm guessing.
I think so, yeah. You know me and Goosey. I love having Goosey on anything.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me just show you this as well. Even Mama Bowman with her little cardboard cutout at the cinema.
That's fair enough. That's sweet. Well, I will not make any comments on Goose the cat this stream.
The kittens, I thought was actually quite hilarious. But that's me. I'm a cat person. What can I say?
That's fair enough. That's fair enough, mate.
But I suppose if you're a dog person, then maybe it's completely opposite.
I mean, I still like cats. I used to have a cat. God, when did I have a cat? Ages ago. We had a rescue one, and for some reason, it gravitated towards me. But anyone else, my parents, my sister, anyone who come around, claws come out. It was a nasty little thing, but it was lovely with me. So
it could have been worse though. In the Marvels, we could have had James Corden and Judi Dench.
Jeez, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. We got one of them in Wonder Woman 1984, didn't we? At the end.
Yeah.
Jim also says, really going to miss these streams, James. I apologize. I always say they might come back. They might come back.
You'll get so much pressure, you'll have to bring them back.
Yeah.
Or maybe every now and again.
Do you know what? I used to be so much better with them. Lately, life has got so busy that it's just like we were originally meant to do this. What? It was last week, wasn't it, or the week before? And
I think it was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Beginning of December. Yeah.
Poor Jamie, who I've seen in the comments here. We'll get you in a minute, Jamie. Hello, by the way. I rescheduled him like twice. Been terrible this year with them. Sabian's here. My good friend Tin and Sonic. Evening, both. Hope you're well. What's on your Christmas list this year? Oh, I only managed to. Do you know what? I got asked, obviously, about 3 weeks ago, like, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. Anything I want, I tend to buy. So I managed to get 4 things. That's all I can think of.
It's tricky when you like buy the new releases and then you've got hardly anything to tell people. But I've given a list of like 4 things to my friend Lou and Claire, and they just have to pick like 2 items from it. So I don't know what I've got.
No, well, I only put 4 things on there, and I'm pretty sure I've like my mum said she got me a couple, and then like my grandparents probably got me a couple as well. I really struggled to think stuff. I was like, right, I know Indiana Jones is coming out. That can be one. That Pinocchio's coming out. That could be another. I was just trying to wrap my brain of what's coming out.
Yeah, and then it slows down, isn't it? It's going to be quite drab for a couple of weeks to the Mandalorian. I think the 2nd season steelbook's out in about middle of January. That's probably my next big purchase.
Yeah, there's a Scorsese film coming to Second Sight in a big box set, I think in January, which I want to get because I haven't seen it and I love those Second Sight box sets. So
yeah,
I think I'll pick that up. But releases for me have been a bit slow lately. I'm trying to cut down a bit anyway, so it's all right. It's good with me that there isn't loads at the minute. Well, I'm going to say, I'm pleased I didn't go for that Chucky set. I've seen all the people showing the missing lined artwork.
I know. Somebody even posted it on the Facebook page that they contacted Arrow and they basically said tough shit.
Yeah. Well, if it was just the one set, I'm sure like they'd send a replacement. But as it's like all of them, it's like, I think that's probably it now, isn't it?
Although I did see one the other day. It's actually lined up.
Oh, okay. For that person could probably go on eBay and sell that for a good.
Flog it on eBay for a couple of hundred.
I'll be like, you want good artwork? Here, 50 quid. Oh no, more than that actually. It sells for more than that actually, don't it? Probably whack it up to 200 or something.
Yeah, someone will buy it.
Yeah. What are the channel changes coming next year, James? You'll find out soon enough. You'll find out. I've been putting a lot of work into the changes though behind the scenes. I'm very excited to reveal it all soon. Anything on TV at the moment is crap. To be fair, TV Christmas time, I never expect much.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, I've just come up from downstairs and my dad's watching Only Fools and Horses. So I mean, that's a lot of modern stuff is crap and we just keep watching all the old classics.
Yeah, we were watching while I was having dinner this evening. We were watching Meet the Fockers. That was on Sky Movies. So we were watching that. But yeah, Christmas Day, for me, Home Alone always gets watched. Other than that, it will be just Christmas music. I know people will be asking me, going, what about Doctor Who? My family, I mean, my parents don't mind Doctor Who, but they're not big Doctor Who fans like me. So I'll just get moaned at if it goes on the telly. It'll get talked over. So I record it and I watch it the next morning when I'm hungover.
Yeah,
So,
Christmas morning. I'll definitely be putting on Christmas Vacation. We'll watch that
mhm,
every Christmas morning.
mhm.
The afternoon, it's just kind of tuning into whatever film BBC. I think they got Toy Story 4 this year
Oh, okay.
for their
That's not a bad
Christmas film.
movie. Mhm.
Yeah, I will watch Doctor Who because my dad will be asleep and
Yeah.
I'll just be watching it. And
Yeah.
then in the evening, it's just a lot of the other comedy stuff that it just doesn't hit these days. Mrs. Brown's Boys, I used to enjoy watching that back in the
Mm,
day, but it's just the same stuff repeating over.
yeah.
So I might
Yeah.
even just stick on some Netflix or Disney Plus or something.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we've never really gone much on the Christmas Day stuff. We all just always just put Christmas movies on. That's it. But yeah, I used to watch Doctor Who when I was younger, um, when it was like David Tennant era, because my parents like, oh, he's young, let him watch it. But now it's like, yeah, okay, I'll watch it. I'd rather watch it by myself anyway, so I could concentrate on what's going on.
Yeah. You've seen the specials, haven't you?
Yes, yes, seen them.
What's your first dibs um impression of Shooty?
I really like him. I had a feeling I would. He seems energetic and he's going to do his own thing. For me, Jodie seemed like she was copying bits of David and Matt. Shooty already seems like he's doing his own thing, and that's what I love about
Yeah.
Doctor Who when these new actors come in.
I think he's got the energy of Matt
Mm.
Smith when he first started doing it.
Hmm. Yeah,
So I think
absolutely.
it's going to try and recreate that and the Christopher Eccleston with Billy Piper era.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I'm so excited for it. I think, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's going to be amazing. I don't want to get my hopes too high, but I think it's going to be
It's
a
going to
lot.
be better, isn't it?
Yeah. It would be a real achievement if it was worse, really.
Yeah.
And here is Mr. Powell himself. Good evening, chaps. Hope you're both well. Okay, let's sort this out once and for all. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I think it's an action film set at Christmas, but it's an unpopular opinion. I think it's a Christmas movie. I mean, comes
It
up enough.
depends who you ask, really. I mean, I know Bruce Willis came out and said it's not a Christmas film.
Mhm.
John McTiernan, the director, in an interview said it is a Christmas film. So who are you going to believe? I
Yeah,
just put it down to it's Christmas Eve, it's a party. You got Christmas trees, you got Christmas music. It's
yeah,
set at Christmas.
yeah.
It's a Christmas film. Why not? Gremlins is a Christmas film as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, look, I don't watch Die Hard that often, to be honest. But every time it goes on, it's like it feels Christmassy, puts me in a festive mood. To me, I'd say
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
I can happily see Die Hard sit there in July and watch it. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to necessarily be Christmas, but I
no,
think a lot of people think it's for it to be a Christmas film. It's got to, you've got to have Santa and you've got to have the sleigh and Rudolph and Elf sort of thing. But
mhm.
there's a lot of films out there that are set at Christmas, which you can easily just say are Christmas films.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's loads of like action movies you could take as well, like that. Like Iron Man 3 is a good example. That's all Christmassy, but
Yeah, or Lethal Weapon.
yeah, yeah. um, Joe doesn't agree just because it's set at Christmas. Um, and then he also asks if we support football teams. I don't. I'm not a football person. I don't know if I've ever heard you mention football, Paul.
Not for a long time. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me and my brother to see Arsenal. Yeah, which was supporters of Arsenal.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people are probably booing about now.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I kind of got to high school, to secondary school, and I kind of phased out of interest in football.
yeah, yeah. That's fair enough. I mean, I get dragged a lot of times to watch football games with my friends. Not
Yeah,
like just at bars and stuff, obviously. But for me, it's a good excuse to go and have a few drinks.
yeah. I mean,
So
we used to.
I don't pay any attention to the football, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to collect the sticker albums back in the day, and the old Panini
Mhm,
sticker albums,
mhm.
and I wouldn't so much watch it on the telly, but it was kind of more of an outing for me, my brother, and my dad.
Mm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I do enjoy watching sports, to be fair. Like, obviously, you've got the me F1, and I enjoy tennis when it's on the Wimbledon. I actually got into the Ryder Cup this year. I never thought I'd get into golf. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Football's just never done anything for me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to watch a football, I'll probably watch the women's football. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I just more attracted to the women's
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, well, I think you get better luck there, to be honest, than the
They
men's.
play better.
Savior says, I watched Home Alone earlier, and I want to watch 2 soon, but I haven't seen the other ones. But they probably look awful. Yeah, I haven't. There's one Home Alone film I haven't seen because I had the VHS box set of the original 4, and then I watched the new one that came out last year with the kid from JoJo, or it might have been
Yeah.
the year before. But there was one that came out between the original 4 and that one, I think. I haven't seen that one,
Oh, okay.
but I have seen all the other Home Alones.
I've only ever seen the first 2. I've probably not bothered to see the others because there's no Macaulay Culkin.
No, you don't need to see. I think 3 is fine. 3's what it's bad, but it's like it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
4 is bad, but the latest one was dreadful. Like
Oh, was it?
awful. Absolutely incredibly terrible.
Was that Home Sweet Alone?
Yeah, Home Sweet
That.
Home Alone.
Oh.
And it's like Kevin's brother's in it, so it's like it is technically in the world of the first 2 Home Alones.
Yeah.
But yes, it's awful. Awful film. So definitely just stick to the first 2.
Yeah.
Are we getting to see Cat Wars? No, we're not going to keep bringing up the cats for us. I'm afraid we can't do it. Movie line is here. Did either of you watch Leave the World Behind? So disappointed with the film. Such a nothing story. Oh, did you watch that one?
No, I've been meaning to watch that. Every time I flick on the streaming, it comes up. The picture comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a few people actually watching it and enjoying it. A few people said that the ending was really good.
Yeah, see, I actually I disagree with this comment, but fair enough, each to their own. I thought it was a good film, but it got to the ending and I was a bit like scratching my head like
Oh, it's one of them, is
I'm
it?
not sure I get it. I think there's a lot of hidden stuff in there, which I've seen people pointing out on Instagram and stuff. I feel like it's one of those films I need to go do some more research and watch some analysis videos and then go back and rewatch it almost.
Yeah. The problem with a lot of streaming films, they're just okay. There's never really anything that brilliant. You get the occasional one, like maybe Extraction, and a few others, but they're just usually quite average.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's, to be fair, it's a pretty good film for Netflix's standards. I'll say that much. Because I do tend to find a lot of their original stuff's a bit crap nowadays. But
yeah.
Jamie says Jamie rescheduled Pal. It was becoming that for a bit there. Ross says, have you seen the video on YouTube or TikTok, James, when the biggest collector falls off the Titanic on VHSs, destroys his 4Ks? When he gets a digipack. I've not no, I've got no idea on that one, mate. Do you have any idea what you're talking about
now? I've not heard of that, no.
Fair enough. Where are we at? I'm not sure this one will be for you too much, Paul. It might be. Are you excited for GTA 6? Like it could break every gaming record. I know that you had a PS4, didn't you? I think
I had a PS4. I found that I wasn't using it as much as I wanted to. What we're doing, the YouTube and the work and everything. I was just maybe using it once a week. So I actually sold it gave it to my granddaughter, gave it to my niece so she could take it to university with her.
Oh, okay.
To be perfectly honest, I still don't think I would find time to do much gaming.
No, I'm not. I always say this because I'm not a big gamer, but obviously a lot of my friends game, so I bought it as I got the PS5 for 2 reasons actually. But it's as social thing to come home from work, play it a bit with them, and because it's a good 4K player. So I needed a 4K player. So, but But of the few games I do play, GTA 5 was one of them that I played a lot. So I will be getting the new GTA. And yeah, it does look amazing. I mean, the trailer. I mean, didn't the first GTA make 1 billion in a day or something like that, which is ridiculous? It basically done what Endgame done in like it done what Endgame done in a week, I think.
Flipping out. My main experience with gaming really is Pac-Man and Space Invaders.
Yeah.
80s retro.
I enjoy those games still, to be fair. One of my friends has a actual Pac-Man machine in his house, like a proper arcade.
Wow.
I love sitting on that when I go around there.
Fantastic. That's what I miss. I miss going to the old arcades and putting 10p in and just playing games all day.
Yeah, it was. But my family used to own a caravan park in Great Yarmouth. It was called Vauxhall Caravan Park. Most people who've been to Yarmouth probably know it because you go down that long road called the Acle Road. It takes you 10 minutes to get down it. Then you do a little right turn at the end to go into Yarmouth, and the caravan park was right in the corner. And my nan's nephew, I think he was, used to work in the arcades there. So I used to go in. He used to give me a special coin. Just pop it in the machine. It comes back out the change slot, but it turned the machine on. So I used to sit there and play on them for free for hours.
Excellent.
So I had a Star Wars one in there, which I used to sit on for hours.
Was it like the wireframe one when you have to go down in the Death Star trench?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and you were like a X-wing or something.
Yeah, I spent most of my bleeding youth on that actually.
Yeah, it was really good. There was 3 missions. There was like the Death Star one. I think there was one on Hoth, and then there was the Endor one where you're on the speeder bike.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've just recently signed up to a Facebook group for the ZX Spectrum owners. You know, back in the day, and I'm just reminiscing about all the old games, and they post pictures of the packaging and the game demos and that, and yeah, that brings back a lot of memories, like playing Paperboy and stuff like that.
Yeah, those ones are a little bit before my time, but I you know, my dad had some of the old games. Like he had his older Sega console. We used to play that. I remember us playing the F1 game on that, and the cars looked like Lego bricks just going around the track. You were a red block and a blue block.
I remember I must have been about, I don't know, I must have been about 10. My dad took me and my brother over to, I think it was Comet. And we bought the Atari 2600. This was like in about 1981, 81 or 82. And that's the one where you got the cartridges and you just slap the cartridges in it.
Yeah. That was like the Sega console, just a big brick you shove in the top.
Really basic graphics. I mean, you've got that Pong game, you know, where you try to hit the ball. But had endless fun with those.
Yeah. It was like even like I grew up with the PlayStation 2 was my first one. And I've still got it in my room. I've only got a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 5, but I keep the PS2 for nostalgia. Go back and look at the graphics on that now, and it's like, wow. I remember when I was a kid, this was like mind blowing, and now it's hard to look at.
I know, with the old Spectrum 48K. I mean, 48K. Jeez, what can you do with that these days?
Yeah, it's good to go back to them, I think, though.
Yeah, a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah. Jamie says, I want the Criterion of Pinocchio Blu-ray, but 23 is a bit pricey. I'll wait for it when it goes down to $17.99. That's why I asked for it for Christmas.
And this is the Guillermo del Toro one, is it?
Yeah. I struggle to buy films now when it's like, it's on Netflix. Do I need this? But that film was just so good. I was like, I feel like I do want that in my collection.
Yeah. I've still yet to see it, so it might be one that I'll buy with some Christmas money. But I've heard the Tom Hanks one's not very good though.
No, I was so disappointed because I was like, I thought the actual sculpt of Pinocchio in that looked good. I was like, he looks good for live action. I was like, Tom Hanks, you know, perfect casting for Geppetto in my opinion. And yeah, wow, really bad. Oh,
dear.
I was so disappointed.
I do like Guillermo del Toro's like vision, the way that he does things. I mean, Pan's Labyrinth is a classic.
Yeah, I saw that film when I was so young. I really can't remember it, to be honest. I need to rewatch it. But yeah, his new Pinocchio is class.
Yeah, I
Really,
might
really.
put that on my list of things to pick up in January.
Yeah.
Hopefully, HMV and places might have some sales after Christmas. Hopefully.
Maybe, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair. But I've honestly sort of run out of things that I want to pick up at the minute. Like as I say, I really struggle to come up with stuff to ask my
Yeah.
parents for for Christmas. But um, Jamie also says, "Wonder if the Arrow Store blue Chucky set was lined up okay." That's interesting because I've seen no one post. Is that out yet? The blue one's the 4K, isn't it? I think.
I thought the yellow one's the 4K, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Oh, right. Is that like an exclusive then, the blue one, to the Arrow store
I
or something?
think it might be exclusive to the Arrow store. Yeah.
Because I done
No,
that.
I haven't seen any pictures of the blue one at all.
No, I done that with Tremors because Tremors 2 has a green cover, doesn't it? But I got the
Oh
exclusive
yeah,
store.
yeah,
So I thought it'd be cool to have them the same color, but you watch them not do it for Tremors 3 whenever they do it. It'll be they won't do an orange cover one. Pop it away later. But yeah, so I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see what the blue one looks like actually. Um James, oh, can't remember. Your second favorite Disney classic is The Jungle Book. That was the last movie Walt Disney did before he died. Did not know that. Did not know that.
Hmm?
But yeah, I do like that film a lot. It's one of those. I find with Disney, my ranking is purely based on what ones I grew up with the most. And
yeah,
my parents, I had Jungle Book on VHS, so I used to watch it all the time.
yeah. It's classic. I actually don't mind the live action version. I think it's one of the better live action versions.
Mhm. Yeah, it was a promising start for the live action Disney
And
series,
Beauty
actually.
and the Beast. That's pretty good with Emma Watson.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. Funny enough, I think I'd literally passed my driving test the week before. So I took my sister to see that one. It was like one of the first films I went to see without the parents because I could drive.
I hope they
Um,
carry on releasing the 4Ks though. I mean, Snow White was the last one that came out, but there was quite a large gap between that one and I think it was Cinderella, the one before it.
mm,
Must have been like a year's
yeah,
gap or something.
yeah. I mean, I've got a few of the Disney ones. My friend Anthony Fisher has sent me a fair few of them. He sent me. I know it's not part of Disney's classic animated lineup, but he sent me this one. I think this is pretty new, isn't it? The Nightmare
Yeah, yeah,
Before
that's recently.
Christmas.
Yeah, I got that as well.
Beautiful cover that.
Yeah,
And I really can't wait to rewatch it. I should really be rewatching that at some point this week, but we'll see.
it's kind of the film that I tend to think that you should watch between Halloween and Christmas.
Mm, yeah,
It has that whole Halloween Christmas vibe to it.
yeah. That's another one where it's like, is it a Halloween film or is it a Christmas? I
Yeah,
tend to go Christmas more, but I think it could definitely be watched at Halloween as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Either of you hyped for the final DCEU film, Aquaman 2? I'm gonna be honest. Like a couple of my friends are like, "Oh yeah, they want to go see it tomorrow," and I'm like, I'm just really not looking forward to it. To be honest, I'm just really not. I'm really sort
Um,
of close out with it now.
yeah. I mean, I do want to see it, but back in the day, in the DCEU's glory days, I would be first out. I
Mhm,
would be there on day one. But I'm just
mhm,
like, I'll if I get time next week, I'll maybe go and see it next week.
mhm.
I'm just not in any rush because we know that this is the end, and I've not heard very good things about it. Jeremy Johns slated it,
Oh really?
but Jamie liked it. He went to see it today and
Oh, mhm,
really enjoyed it.
mm.
So I mean, I'm gonna have to see it, to make my own mind up. But I don't know what they're going to do with the post-credit scene. I mean, where's that? It's not going to lead anywhere.
It's funny. My colleague said to me today at work. He said, "Oh, he said, are you gonna go see Aquaman?" I was like, "Well, I will, but so I'm not really in any rush. I don't know when I'm seeing it." He was like, "I've heard about the end credit scene." I was like, "Okay," and he went, "It's awful." I was like, "Ah, fair enough." I was like, "But they don't really need to do anything with it because there's nothing left to set up now, is there?" So,
Yeah. Well, cool.
but
Apparently, Amber Heard's in it for about 20 minutes.
Well, to be fair,
I
that's
thought,
probably on purpose, them cutting her part down, isn't it?
yeah, well, up till that, I thought she'd been reduced to about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think they probably should have reduced her. I think her being in it is probably putting some people off going. But
Did you hear the latest that was going around that Disney's offered Johnny Depp $300 million to make another Pirates?
Jesus,
Yeah, whether or not he accepts it.
if I was him, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
But the Pirates, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm in two minds about it. I'd love another one, because I really love the original three, but I really hated the last one. That it's like I just don't know if I want another one after that.
Is it Salazar's Revenge
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever they called it in America? I
yeah.
thought Javier Bardem was good. It was a good 3D film. I
Hmm.
remember the 3D in it.
I remember the effects being good, like with the ghost stuff and whatnot, and I
Yeah,
think he was good, but oh yeah, there was so much about that film I disliked. I really hated Jack Sparrow in it because he was just like so drunk in this one. It was like, oh, he's not clever anymore. Um, and yeah, like what they done with Barbosa, him having a daughter and then them killing him off. I was like, this is awful.
yeah. First three were the best.
No, but if they can make a good one, then I'm fully game for another one. But if it's going to turn out like the last one, I'd rather it be left alone.
Yeah.
Monarch Legacy of Monsters. The first episode of What If Tomorrow. Some good TV still on. Yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a mouthful there. My apologies. Yeah, have you been watching Monarch?
I've been watching Monarchy. I'm up to date.
Right, is the new episode out tomorrow then? Because I thought it was Wednesdays, but
I don't know. I can't remember.
no.
I
I,
saw the
I
last one last night, so I am
hmm,
up to date.
yeah, I think
But
it's. I thought the first two episodes were a bit naff. I'm not gonna lie, but then it did pick up a bit.
it's getting better. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's a slow burn show. Um, but yeah, what if I'm optimistic? I guess I'll say.
I've not seen What If.
Oh,
That's
haven't you?
one of the shows I've not seen yet. Yeah.
It's like there's a good episode, then there's a bad one. There's a good one, there's a bad one. That's how that show went for me. There was some really good moments to it, but then there was some really like there was like an episode all about Thor having a party, and it's like of all the things you could do, it's like you're gonna do this really, and it was so cringe.
What do you reckon they're going to do with Kang? Do you reckon they'll recast or completely just start again?
I think if I was them personally, I'd bin the Kang stuff off because I think they don't want to even hint towards Jonathan Majors anymore, which I don't blame them. And I don't think Kang was a good villain anyway. At the minute, he's been beat by Loki and Ant-Man. It's like,
Yeah.
what's he gonna do when he comes up against Thor or Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
They're gonna
He's no,
one hit him.
he's no Thanos, is he?
No, the man got beat by ants. I don't get me wrong. I liked how they wrote his character in Loki. He was so bad in Ant-Man, but like the character, not the performance. I don't want to stick up for Jonathan Majors here. I apologize, but the character was written so poorly in
Yeah.
Ant-Man. I thought.
I mean, maybe bringing in a recognised heavyweight, like I've
Mm.
seen people suggesting Denzel Washington.
I saw this actually. I know I don't think Denzel would do it, but I saw someone say get Denzel to be an old Kang, and he's like, I've killed all the other Kangs, I'm the last one left, and then have him just be the one Kang that the Avengers have got to beat. It's
One
like,
Kang to rule them all.
yeah. But it would make sense because he's like an aged up Kang, so you could get an older actor. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they've even changed the name, haven't they? Because it was going around as the Kang Dynasty, but the
yeah,
last thing I saw, it was just down as Avengers 5.
I think they're gonna sack it all off, and I don't blame them at all, to be honest.
Mm.
I mean,
They only have to look at the last couple of films' box office receipts, and
yeah, the
yeah,
character of Kang isn't going over well, and now you had a right dick of a man playing him. It's like, yeah, I'd bin that off now. I think
what a way to screw your career up.
unbelievable. I heard he was on something ridiculous, like 5 million a year for that character. And just unbelievable. I do not understand it. I do not understand it. But anyway, looks like he's getting what he deserves. James, oh God, you'll like this one. Did you do anything to celebrate the 4-year anniversary of the Rise of Skywalker? I held a gun to my head and I was, debating whether to pull the trigger or not. No, I didn't. God.
I don't know. Somehow Palpatine has returned.
Jesus Christ. I can never get over that film. I'm never gonna get over the sequels, you know. Sorry.
All right. Now I do enjoy the sequels. Okay, Rise of Skywalker probably less than the others. Force Awakens definitely the better one. I just couldn't get behind, why did she have to go and smooch old Kylo at the end when they've been at each other's throats for 3 films, hate each other?
Yeah.
Why? It just...
I honestly think JJ just read up what fans wanted and then he just done all of that.
Yeah. Apparently, JJ Abrams came out and said he had no idea what he was doing with the films. They had no clear outlay for the entire story. They just went from film to film and see what happened.
I think you can really tell, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The sequels, I've sort of slated them enough on YouTube now. I mean, I don't even hate the first 2. I actually stuck up for 8 when it come out because I didn't love 8, but people were way too harsh on it. It's not as bad as some people say.
It started with the old lightsaber over the shoulder, didn't it? And then it went downhill for a lot of people.
Don't get me wrong. There's some moments in it I don't like, but for me,
Mary Leia.
Yeah. For me, it's still head and shoulders above The Rise of Skywalker. There's no doubt. I actually respect The Last Jedi the most out of the 3 because it's like it's visually incredible and it's like at least it tried to do something new.
Yeah.
But anyway,
there's a lot of bits that could have been edited out, cut out. What was the name of it? The gambling city.
Oh,
really needed
Canto Bite stuff.
That's it. Yeah. That was just an excuse, I think, to do a bit of a cantina situation with weird creatures. But I mean, what do you reckon of the new film? Bringing back Rey. I mean,
I'll be honest. I'll go in open-minded, but I don't care about seeing anything after the sequels. I'm so excited for the I forget the director's name, but the guy who's doing the Star Wars film about the First Jedi.
Right.
I'm so excited for that. I think that could be amazing because it's the guy who directed Logan, I think. I forget his name. What is his name?
Was that James Mangold?
James Mangold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him doing it. I feel like he'd be incredible at that. And the Dave Filoni one that's going to sort of wrap up the Mando universe.
Yeah.
But if they do my boy Thrawn dirty, I'm going to be very upset. They better do him right.
Although I was happy that Daisy Ridley's coming back as Rey because I always enjoyed her character, it is a bit of a strange move. You'd think that they would have put that era to bed and just move to something a bit grander.
Yeah. For me, it's just that thing again, though, and I don't want to sound like one of these massive Star Wars haters because I'm not. I love Star Wars, but for me, it's just like, oh, I want to see Luke do the Jedi Academy and stuff. It's like Luke's the Jedi that's meant to bring them back in my mind. But anyway, we're here now. I'll go in open-minded, and if it's good, I'll say it's good. But it's not particularly one I'm too excited about.
Yeah, maybe we'll change our mind when we see the trailers.
Yeah, exactly. It might be amazing, and if it's amazing, I'll say it is. So, and I hope it is. I really do. Go watch the original Miracle on 34th Street, 1947. Great movie. I haven't actually seen that film, to be fair. Have you seen that one?
No, I've only seen the Attenborough one.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, it was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, never seen the original.
Oh, fair enough. I went to do a pub quiz actually the other day, and there was loads of pictures of Santa. and you had to guess what movie they were from, and I got them all. That was the one I was really struggling on, and I put it down. I put it down as a guess, and we got it. But yeah, best Christmas song of all time. Oh, have you got one?
It's probably going to be Band-Aid.
I do like that one.
Yeah, I like the Shaking Stevens one, but there's one that gets overlooked a lot of the time on radio airplay. It's The Darkness.
Oh, okay.
Don't Let the Bells End.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good ones. I really like Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah.
There's one which no one's gonna heard of. The singer from Keane done a Christmas album like 4 or 5 years back called Tom Chaplin. He's got a song called London Lights. That's a really nice song. But I think my favourite is the John Lennon one. War is Over.
Oh yeah.
I really like that one. But you know, I'm a big Beatles fan, so I'm gonna be biased.
And the Paul McCartney one, what was that one called?
Wonderful Christmas Time.
Wonderful Christmas. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one as well. I prefer John's, but I like the video to Paul's one though. I think that one's quite good. I'll go through the comments here. There's a lot of people talking about Die Hard here. James said, "F it, I'll watch it tonight." I'm guessing that's Die Hard.
Do a bit of Nakatomi.
Just says, according to Disney Plus, the first 2 Die Hards are Christmas films. There we go. We'll listen to Disney Plus. Why not?
Yeah, it's probably in their Christmas section.
Yeah. So I you know, as I say, I think it deserves to be there myself.
No one ever talks about the second one being a Christmas film, do they? It's always the first one, but yeah, it's more of the same for the second one.
I haven't watched the Die Hard films in so long. I barely remember anything about them, to be honest. I really need to give them a rewatch.
Yeah, obviously for me the two classics is definitely the first one and the third one with Jeremy Irons.
Oh yeah, what one's got Sam Jackson in? I remember really liking that.
Yeah, that's the third one. Yeah, with a vengeance.
Yeah. Remember the first one I saw was the fourth one. Actually, my parents showed it to me when it came out because I remember him shooting himself through the shoulder. I think at the end.
Yeah, and then you've got was it because they changed the title, didn't they? The fourth one, I think it was Die Hard 4.0.
Yeah.
In America, I think it was Live Free Die Hard or something.
Yeah. Oh, I've got no idea, but I remember the 4.0 bit actually. That was here, I think.
And then the last one, because they watered it right down, and John McClane was such a wimp in that film.
I think I got dragged to the cinema to see that one by my parents. And even I would have been, obviously I was a bit younger then. I was more easy to please with my films. And even then I was a bit like rubbish.
Yeah.
Most anticipated film of 2024.
See, I remember some stuff that's actually been pushed over from 2023 as well, isn't it?
That's the thing. I always forget what's coming out next year. Might do a quick Google.
We've got Deadpool. June's going to be high up.
That's a good shout. I am looking forward to that. Let's have a look. See if I can see any that jump out to me here. Madame Web. That was a joke. There's 2 here I'm really looking forward. The first one's I think this would be a really dumb movie, but I am looking forward to it. Godzilla and Kong.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm so curious about this new Planet of the Apes film, Kingdom.
Yes, looks good. Looks really good.
I'm curious about that one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not interested in Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably get in a bit of trouble for this, but I think the first one's a little bit overrated anyway.
Oh dear, now you've done it.
Yeah. I like it. It's a good film, but it's nothing I'd go shouting about too much. Yeah, I don't really know what else here. Oh, Furiosa.
Oh yes, definitely.
I think that would be it. The last Mad Max was so good. I am
Yeah.
so excited for that, actually.
It looks too clean though, doesn't it? It looks too clean,
It
too
needs
digital.
yeah, some of the CGI, it looks like it needs a little bit of polishing up. I'm I have faith that they've listened, because that's been the only complaint from the trailer. So I have faith that they've listened and they're going to be polishing that up right now.
Yeah,
Although
that's gonna be a fun one. That one.
I'm looking forward to it as well, actually, because I've got a friend called Dan who he works for a special effects company, and he's done a few movies now. But he's worked on like the entire Ghostbusters film that's coming out,
Oh
and
wow!
he said to me, he said it's really good. Like he's seen the whole film, so I'm quite excited for that one. So
He didn't invite you to a private screening.
no, to be fair, I'm not even sure he'll go, because it's his cut. He might go. He might go. He does go to a few of the premieres, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
but
mean, I did say to him, he weren't allowed to tell me, obviously, because he has to sign so many bits of paper. But I was like, because I love Bill Murray, I was like, is Bill Murray in this one more?
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Afterlife was fantastic. I loved that.
I wasn't massive on the new Ghostbusters trailer, though, to be honest. I thought it looked a bit too Hollywoody. It's like, I liked it when it looked a bit more like an 80s throwback thing.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of comments here. I'm not sure what. I think they're to do with other things we were talking about here. Where are we at? Where are we at? Here we go. Now that Godzilla minus one is now your new favorite Godzilla film. What is your worst Godzilla film? Oh. um, do you have what? Do you have is there a Godzilla film you've seen that you really dislike?
Well, as I say, I've only seen the Hollywood ones.
Hmm.
Probably King of the Monsters maybe is the lower end
Hmm.
compared with the Gareth Edwards one
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
the 1998 one, and of course minus one. So
Hmm.
I can't go too far back. I've only got maybe what 5 Godzilla films
Yeah.
to kind of rank.
Fair enough. Well, I think for me, I've got 3 that have sprung to mind. One of them I'm not sure on the title because there's so many. Obviously, the Godzilla '98 one for me. I mean, I don't absolutely hate the film, but it just doesn't feel like Godzilla to me. Like we
Yeah,
were talking about it off screen, weren't we, earlier? It's just like I think you said, like it's just like a dinosaur movie, isn't it?
yeah. It's a giant dinosaur film.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't scream Godzilla to me. The Son of Godzilla, which was painful, and then I forget what it is. It's either destroy all monsters or attack all monsters. One of them. It's like this kid goes into a dream and he wakes up on Monster Island where they all are. Godzilla's there, Rodan's there, Mothra's there, King Ghidorah might even be there, but there's a few. And baby Godzilla's there, and he talks Japanese to the kid. Like they fully just having conversations, and then like they're like walking around together. And Baby Godzilla looks ugly as hell in it. He's awful. He's walking, and they're like watching Godzilla have fights with monsters. And like Baby Godzilla's like, look at how strong he is. I get they were going. I think Gamera had just come out, so they were like, let's do what that's doing and go for a younger audience. But it's awful. It's absolutely awful.
Oh dear.
So yeah, for me, it's one of those 3. Tidasonic says, "Have you watched the new Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget?" Yeah, I got another friend actually called Owen who worked on all of that film. So I've been quite looking forward to watching it. He's been bigging it up for us, and yeah,
Was he work at Aardman?
do you know what? Sounds bad because he is quite a good friend of mine. I'm not even sure what he done on the movie. He weren't allowed to tell us. I've got a few friends that work in the movie industry because my friend Ryan, who I've done the podcast with, went to uni to study film. And obviously, I met a lot of his friends who are now my friends through him, and they've all gone on to work in these different places in the film industry. And none of them, they just say to me, "Oh, I'm working on this film," but they can't tell me what they're doing because it's all so hush hush. But
Yeah.
yeah, he actually moved away for it, so I ain't seen him in like 3-4 months because he's just been working on this movie. But yeah, so I've been wanting to watch it for him, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Mm.
I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping to watch it. I might actually watch the first one again because it's been so long since I've seen the first one.
I just don't think I like Zachary Levi much. I know it's just a voice cast, but it's like, this man annoys me. Don't know what it is. Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, there's a lot of people talking amongst themselves here. A lot of people talking about Macaulay Culkin for some reason, saying how old he is, 43 years old.
Yeah.
Joe says, I have missed the Pac-Man controller thing where you plug it into your TV and just play for hours on end. I mean, Sorry, go on, yeah.
I was going to say they do some nice little kind of like packages in Mankind where you've got like an Atari simulator or a Commodore simulator where you just plug it straight into the telly and it's got like 100 games.
Yeah, I've seen that people getting these really cheap, like knockoff little old Game Boys that have like 100 games on as well.
Yeah,
but I wonder how long they'd last. Like 2 days before they break, or
maybe. Yeah,
they look so cheap. It's like I don't know if I trust it. And then this person here says it's my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow, mate.
Happy birthday.
Hope you have a good one. And yeah, Ross pointed out here, Home Alone 3 has Scarlett Johansson in. I think it's like one of her very first films.
Wow.
She's his sister. I think she's like 13, 14 in the movie. So
that is going back a while, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny because we had, as I say, we put Home Alone on every Christmas. And last year at Christmas, because obviously it's on Disney Plus, whacked it on, and Home Alone 2 just comes straight on after. And we were all at the table playing ball games, drinking, eating, blah blah blah. And then the third one just automatically come on the telly as well. And I remember like sitting down for a minute and watching it, and I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson's in this. So I was specifically looking out for her. I thought she was one of the burglars. But then all of a sudden I had to look it up, and it was like, it's his sister. And I was looking at her and I was like, bloody hell, she's young there. I didn't pick it up. How would you feel about live action Treasure Planet? I've been saying this is the film they should do, Disney.
I think that would be quite good, actually.
I just think they keep remaking the classics, and they don't need it, I don't think. This needs it. This is an underappreciated movie that they could do so much with.
Yeah, and some of the lesser known ones to some people. I mean, look what happened with Lion King. I mean, was there any point in doing Lion King?
Yeah, I can't believe we're getting Mufasa's next year, isn't it? I think.
Aren't they doing a Moana as well? I mean, that's so modern. Why do they need to do ones? Yet there's so many other good ones they could do.
Yeah, I loved Moana, but I am dreading this new. It's just The Rock's backup plan as well. It's like Black Adam failed, and he's like, how do I make people like me again? So I'm dreading it. Live action Lilo and Stitch is coming out in June. Oh God. Yeah, I forgot that was happening. I'm so scared to see what live action Stitch.
Live action? What? Obviously CGI though, isn't it?
It's going straight to Disney Plus, I believe, as well. So my hopes are not high at all for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm dreading that film actually. But we'll see. I'm becoming more strict with my Blu-ray collection. I've noticed being more picky with what I buy now. I've even considered downsizing. Yeah, I'm actually the same. This month, I don't think I've bought any Blu-rays, to be honest, this month. I mean, I'm very good behavior.
I'm just looking at my list for December's pickups. Shit.
Yeah.
I've just got these two stacks on the side here. November and December have been pretty big release months.
I bought a lot of films in November, to be fair, like during the Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
I bought like 3 Jackie Chan box sets because there's those 2 Cine edition ones, and then there's like Is it a 44? Is that the name of the label? I can't remember.
88 films?
88, that's it. There's an 88 one. Yeah, I bought do you know that huge Flash Gordon set?
Oh, yeah.
Amazon was selling it for £30 and I was on Black Friday and I was like, do you know what? I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah. I had to pick that up when that first came out. I picked the Steelbook up as well. I thought the Steelbook was beautiful.
I mean, I'd never seen it. I was like, I like doing that though. I love those collection sets. You know, I've got like, I can't tilt my camera back too much, but I've got a whole load of them up there. I love those kind of boxes because I really feel like you're getting your money's worth. You get a nice book, you get some art cards.
A lot of people call them, a tat in a box, but it's nice to have little bits and pieces.
I really like that kind of stuff myself. It's yeah, it makes the film feel a bit more special. Although there's some films I've bought, like I've got the Arrow video on a Dune, and it's like, you know, the David Lynch one's like, terrible film. Did I need all that stuff for that movie? No, but it's a nice set.
Yeah, that's why I like the film vault collection. The over large ones.
Yeah,
I think I'm only missing two. I'm missing Scarface and one that I'm probably never ever gonna get, Blade Runner, because it's like 200 quid on eBay now. It's totally out of print.
Yeah, do you know what? When they originally got announced, I was like, they look so good. But the problem was I owned all of the films other than Scarface, which is weird because I love that movie and I do want to get it in my collection. But if I didn't own those films already, I definitely would have bought them because they're really nice sets. But yeah,
they look fantastic on the shelf as well. I still say though, because they're numbered. 007 was 2001: A Space Odyssey. I still say they should have put something like Goldfinger as 007 number.
Yeah, like the first Bond film, maybe Doctor No, or like I would have said that as well. But
they missed the trick there.
Yeah, but 2001, that set looks amazing because that's one of my favorite films ever. That would have been a good
Jaws. Jaws is fantastic as well.
Yeah, yeah, that set looked beautiful. I'm surprised there isn't like a super nice set out there for Jaws, like a more regular sized one.
There is it's the one with the lenticular, isn't it? It's got a lenticular cover. Like they did the same with Jaws 2. Yeah. If I could get to it, I'd get it. But yeah, there is one that came out with Xavi.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't even know that existed. I do have a very nice 4K of Jaws somewhere here. I don't know. Other than The Rise of Skywalker, what's the best trailer to the worst film you've seen? Oh, best trailer to the worst film you've ever seen. Well, I don't know. Trying to think of trailers I liked but didn't care for the film much. I remember the Age of Ultron trailer being incredible. When Ultron, you could just hear his voice, James Spader's voice.
Yeah.
Going, I'm gonna show you something beautiful. Everyone's screaming. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be good. And then the film come out, it was just okay, but I thought it was gonna be amazing.
I can't say it's a worse film, but I remember seeing the trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters, and it had that beautiful music, and it sort of like ended on Charles Dance.
Yeah.
I thought that was it gave me chills, that trailer did. But then I watched the film and his character was completely different from how I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. I can't think of like worst film ever, but
yeah, I'm not saying that that film was bad, but
no,
the trailer was better than the film, I think. For me, anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about like Age of Ultron as well. Like, I don't think that film's bad, but yeah, the trailer was a lot better.
Yeah.
Any film you haven't seen since you were a kid and want to watch again?
Condor Man with Michael Crawford.
I don't even know what that is. I'll be honest.
Yeah. All I remember from it he had like eagle wings, like a
Right.
paraglider.
Yeah.
It was attached to something I watched. I think it might have been a short film that was on before Empire Strikes Back or something. Because back in the day in the 80s, we had a couple of films, a load of cartoons, and then we had the main film.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. I don't even know if it's on DVD.
Oh, fair enough. I will have to look that one up because as I say, I've never even heard of it, to be
Not
honest.
seen that since the early 80s. Yeah, Condor Man, it's called.
Okay. Do you know what? I don't really know what one I could say off the top of my head because whenever I think of something like that, I do tend to just go watch it. And weirdly, I had that last month. Don't know what it was. I'd watched something and something went off in my brain. I was like, that reminded me of that movie where the wild things are. And I knew I had it on Blu-ray, but I think I'd stashed it away under my bed where I used to keep all my old films because I moved them out earlier this month. I'm trying to get rid of a load. But anyway, um, I went under my bed and found it, and I've now kept it in the collection. I've got it right here actually because I put it back on the telly. This film here. Don't know if you've seen this.
I've got it. I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, it's a PG, it's a kids film, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's just because I watched it when it come out. And I don't know when it came out. It must have been like 2009. 2009. Good guess. So I would have been 12. And I remember watching this all the time as a kid. And yeah, just like it just resonated with me again, rewatching it. And I was like, I'm going to keep that in the collection, actually. That's a really good film. So
yeah. Another one I remember as a kid, Biggles. I think Peter Cushing was in it.
Oh, okay. I like Peter Cushing.
He was a Second World War. This guy was a Second World War pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And the Germans, I think it was the Germans, had this kind of like atomic bomb weapon type of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's been the 80s. You know, I haven't seen it since the 80s. I even used to play the computer game when they released it. But yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah,
well,
I do.
I thought it was a good film when I was a kid. It's probably a lot of old crap now. I don't know.
I do always enjoy that though. Like when you rediscover something from your child. I always love going back to things I grew up with though. Like
Yeah.
you know, those early seasons of Doctor Who for me just bring back so many memories and stuff like that. You know, I just really enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely. If I went back to Doctor Who, for my time period, it'd be the Tom Baker era.
Yeah. I've been getting the collection sets though, and I really enjoy some of the old Doctor Who. I've got to say.
Yeah,
They're
very cheesy and very cheap, but the
yeah,
stories are good.
yeah. You know, when you put it on, you've got to know what you're walking into, and it's like for what it is, it's a good time. I think most of it.
How many of those sets have you got now?
God, we're halfway through, so I think we're on 13 sets.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've bought the collection ones, and I've got to say, they look amazing on the shelf.
Yeah.
They look unbelievable. It's my favorite thing in my entire Blu-ray collection, if I'm being honest. I think they look so good, and you get so much in them. Because I know some people complain about the price, but I think for the packaging and the amount of bonus features you get on the discs, the amount of work that goes into them, I think you get every penny's worth with those.
Do you think they'll do right up to like Jodie Whittaker's edition ones?
I had no faith, to be honest. I thought they're just going to do Classic Who. But now that Shooty's season is going back to season 1, it's like maybe they might dabble in the David to Jodie era, or the Christopher to Jodie era, once all of Classic Who's done. And I'd rebuy them obviously in a heartbeat. But I'd love to get season 1 through 4 and the David specials because obviously they bought that new Blu-ray set out, haven't they?
Yeah.
And apparently they do actually look a lot better because I've got the season 1 through 7 box set. But apparently the Russell David era does look a lot better in this new set.
That's good.
Jim says, do you actually hate Zachary Levi as an actor, Jane? I don't hate him. He just annoys me a little bit.
What was it what was that TV series he used to be in? He used to work in like an electronics store. But he was a spy. Kind of like a secret agent. I can't remember the name of it.
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but it's weird. I really liked him in the first Shazam, and he come across really charming. But then when the second one came out this year, I mean, it's got to be said, it's the worst promotion I've ever seen for a movie, that man.
Yeah.
And then what you said about James Gunn's brother last week, it was like, it's like, mate, you are just digging a hole for yourself this year, aren't you? I think this one, this one's more for you, Paul. You're looking forward to the 4K of The Abyss next year. I've seen it, but I've always wanted to get it, so can't wait.
Yeah, that is top of my list as most requested item. Definitely. Yeah, I hope they really do it justice. I've seen a few digital grabs, from the stream, but for the physical, we need a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. It's gonna look amazing.
Yeah,
I hope. If they've done it with the Titanic quality, then yeah, can't wait.
Does the Titanic one look really good then?
It's incredible. It's probably one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen.
Nice.
You could count the hairs on the captain's beard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the soundtrack is Dolby Atmos. It's unbelievable when that shit breaks apart.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I probably will pick the Titanic up in 4K at some point because again, that's a movie that I grew up with. I love that film. So I probably will pick the 4K that one up.
Yeah, and the color grading is great as well. It's
Yeah.
It's 100 gig disc.
Oh,
so
really?
there's so much detail in it, and they've managed to put the whole film on one disc rather than split it over two, like they've done with previous films.
Well, yeah, I've got the 3D set of Titanic, and that's on 2 discs. And I don't watch 3D anymore, so I'd be quite happy to switch that out for a 4K at some point.
Oh, I gotta say though, the 3D for Titanic is really good.
I think I did watch it on my 3D TV downstairs when I got the 3D copy. A long time ago now, a long time. But I actually only watched The Abyss for the first time a couple of years ago. It took me a long time in preparation for Avatar 2, I was like, I'm gonna watch every James Cameron film, and it was that the Piranha 2 film he done, his first one. And what's the one with Arnie called again? The spy one.
True Lies.
That's it. I hadn't seen those.
Can't wait for that one as well. There's only the Spanish bootleg that's going around at the moment.
Yeah.
The one thing with The Abyss though is they still haven't come up with a release date for the UK because I think it's all revolving around this rat scene, because they would have to edit the scene out where the rat was breathing the liquid.
Yeah.
So there's only a US release announced at the moment.
Yeah.
Might have to import it.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I'd be curious to rewatch that in The Abyss. I think I actually might pick The Abyss up, but I'll wait for that one to go. Like Titanic, I'll wait for it to go down a little bit first, I think. But yeah, I did enjoy The Abyss quite a bit.
I hope Cameron sort of like releases a new version of Terminator 2 though, because that 4K is not pretty.
No, I wouldn't mind. I don't know why I'm saying this actually, because I don't really like many of the others, but I wouldn't mind a nice Terminator box set, because I like 1 and 2 are great, and I don't mind 3.
Yeah.
I didn't like the other 3 much. I think there's 3 others.
That was it. Salvation, Genesis, and Dark Fate, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't big on those 3 to be honest, but there's a part of me that wouldn't mind giving them all a rewatch. I mean, I know 2 like the back of my hand, but I wouldn't mind rewatching them all again at some point. Any film you haven't seen since the cinema and need to rewatch again? So many movies. I always do that. I always want to rewatch films. I keep meaning to rewatch. I have seen this since cinema though. I watched it when the 4K came out, but I really want to watch Last Night in Soho again.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what other ones. Oh, Oppenheimer.
okay,
and I should be getting that on. I should be getting that on Monday. So yeah, I really want to watch Oppenheimer again.
Well, I actually haven't rewatched Titanic since not Titanic, Gladiator since the cinema days.
Oh, really?
About that again. So yeah. What else?
I'll have to be rewatching Gladiator before the new one anyway. See if I can enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. There's probably loads.
Mm.
I mean, recently, because of the new Hunger Games, that came out, I rewatched all of the original Hunger Games, which is probably the first time since I saw those at the cinema as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I done that before the new one as well. Rewatched them all. I really like the first two. It's just the double parter I don't like much.
Yeah, they could have kept it into one. It's not really necessary. Have you seen the new one?
Yes, I actually quite enjoy. I didn't think I would. I was going into it ready for slapstick, bog standard Hollywood movie.
Yeah,
And I actually was quite
yeah,
entertained. To be fair.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Hmm.
I went to see it with me, Lou, and Claire, and they reckon it's the best Hunger Games film. So they really enjoyed it.
I'd say it's my second favorite. The first one's still my. I think that that director with the first one made it kind of creepy at
Yeah.
times. And I really like that about the first one. But yeah,
Tr-
this is my favorite after that, I think.
Trouble is, if they want to carry on with the story now, because we've got such a gap, between Snow, then we've got to wait for her to write another book, which might take a couple of years.
Yeah, I think they should just do, because I believe there's like short stories out there on so many other Hunger Games, and I think the 50th is the one that Woody Harrelson's character wins. I think he's called Hamish.
Oh yeah,
And I believe they put like 4 people from each district in that. And I've heard that's quite a good Hunger Games story. So maybe that could be the next movie, I think.
yeah. It's like with Bond, didn't it? They when they used all the actual novels up, they started on the short stories.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they're best doing with the Hunger Games as well. I don't really care to see a sequel to this movie. I think they should just pick random Hunger Games and just do it that way.
Yeah.
CM says, as I know you guys work full time, do you ever get frustrated that you can never watch the things you want, as there is so much content now, it's overwhelming? I mean, I can't lie. I get away with watching a few things at work, as people probably notice on my letterbox that I log quite. Sometimes I'll be in the office and I'll be at my desk for like 4 hours with just easy bits to do. So I'll just put like a background movie on my phone. I never put a film that I'm like I need to sit down and concentrate with. I just chuck like the Hunger Games, for example. I chucked one of those on at work. So I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch it. I just put it on in the background, sort of thing. But
yeah,
you're never going to be able to watch everything, are you?
no, there's always so much stuff on streaming as well. I watch a lot of series on streaming, and what we're doing, the YouTubing and the out and about and doing all the other videos. I don't get to put too many films on in the evenings, because when I'm working, I finish at 8. I usually get home about 8:45, so I'm usually bloody shattered by then. Because I've been up 14 hours. And then the days that I'm off, I'm either filming a YouTube video or going to the cinema.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to get too many films on, but quiet periods at work, especially when I'm working the weekends, I get an opportunity to watch a couple of films or TV shows on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
Especially now, there's like hardly anything going on at work. So this Saturday and Sunday, there's just going to be crap all. So I'll probably stream a few bits and pieces.
Yeah, I'm the same. We get quiet periods at work where I get the opportunity to chuck a couple things on my phone. But there's some things which I do miss. Like I know that new Percy Jackson show I think's just started, and
yeah,
I mean I broke up from work today, so I actually am off till the 2nd or 3rd. So I have plenty of time on my hands actually this week. But whether or not I'll get around to it, because it's so much like you say. I'm going to be doing loads of filming this week, so I've got my end of the year videos to do. I'm going to start prepping for the new videos in the new year, because as I keep teasing, I'm going to do some big changes anyway. And then there's like just stuff going on at home, getting ready for Christmas. Me and my mates, we're all off, so there'll be many evenings now where it's like pub. So it's just and I play my PlayStation with my friends, and just going out and stuff. So it's always just finding the time to watch, and you're never going to find the time to watch everything.
Yeah.
But we actually are very close to the bottom here on the comments. So just as a heads up, guys, we're only going to go for just over 10 minutes. So if anyone's got any more questions, please let us know, because we're quite near the bottom.
Get me now!
Thoughts on Toy Story 5? Me not happy. What are you thinking on this one?
Is it really needed? I mean, Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending. I enjoyed 4 for what it was, but they didn't really need another one after 3. But they never drop the ball on the Toy Story films, though. They're always quality. So I think the 5th one will be really good, but do we really need it? Are they pushing it too far?
Yeah, I am very much in the mindset of I was so against Toy Story 4 and I ended up enjoying it. So I'm just going to wait and see on this one. But I definitely think they're making a Toy Story 5 because they thought Lightyear would be amazing, amazing. And they'd be able to make a Lightyear 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. But because that film kind of, I don't know if it flopped, but I know it really underperformed.
It really did.
Yeah. They've obviously shifted gears here and gone, now let's go back to the rest of them.
Yeah.
I
Plus,
truly
of course,
believe
they could bring in shit tons of more toys, can't they, to sell?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good money maker. And I know that at the minute, Hollywood is very surprising. Like, there are films this year that I thought would do really well, and they've just done nothing. But I feel like a Toy Story film will always do well. I feel like people will still go to that one.
And it's something that you can take the entire family to as well.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah. And how bad could it possibly be? Could they possibly mess it up that much? I don't know. I suppose they could, but I doubt it. Have you ever heard of the 90s sci-fi series Quantum Leap? I've heard of it, but I know nothing about this, I'll be honest.
One of the best shows of the 90s.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. It's just like traveling. It's not exactly traveling through time, but he jumps from person to person. And he has to kind of like right their wrongs before he leaps into the next person.
Yeah. Okay.
Some fantastic episodes. Great. Yeah. They've remade it. They've remade it now, but I'm not too hot on the latest series.
No, I really don't know anything about it. I've heard of it, obviously. It's I know it's a big show, but it's just not anything I've ever put my attention towards, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show of the 90s. Definitely classic.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Do you? I'm guessing that's meant to be agree. Game of Thrones killed too many characters off. No, I don't think so.
Just killed the ones that needed to be killed, I think.
Yeah. I think the first 5-6 seasons, all the deaths were like made sense, shocking, loved it. The last couple, I mean, I've shared my opinions on season 7 and 8 before, but I don't think they overkilled, I guess.
I tell you, I do remember when Joffrey went, and I was like, yes!
Do you know, that was the first episode I watched live of Game of Thrones. I caught up between series 3 and 4. Couldn't watch the first episode of series 4 for some reason. I was out doing something. First episode I watched live of Game of Thrones was that one. I remember sitting down, like, first one live. And then Joffrey died at the end. I was like, what an episode to come in on.
I know. Are you seen House of the Dragon?
Oh, yeah. Loved it. Really loved it. I love I mean, I love most of Game of Thrones. I'm unfortunately in that category that really dislikes season 8, but
did you ever get into the Lord of the Rings Amazon show?
I didn't mind it. I feel like some people were overly harsh on it, and some people bigged it up too much. I was very much in the middle in the end. I think I was like, yeah, it was good. It was good.
It just wasn't the Lord of the Rings movies, the quality.
No, I'll say the opening was incredible. Like the monologue where you see Sauron standing there, I was like, this is going to be the best show ever.
It was like 500 million, wasn't it? I think it cost to make.
Yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous.
I didn't mind it. Didn't blow me away. I'm curious because obviously they've changed the lore of the rings at the end there. So I'm curious where they're going to go with that. I mean, I don't mind them changing it up a bit. It's not connected to the Lord of the Rings films we know. You know, yeah, I'm not too fast. It is what it is. Are you going to rank all the movies you've seen from worst to best? Oh, I'm guessing that's from this year. Normally I do a video where I rank every film I've seen this year. I'm not. It's going to take too long, and I'm on a bit of a schedule now this year to get the channel ready for the new stuff coming. So I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I just usually keep to like top 10.
I'm going to do that this year as well, I think. Just top 10 worst, top 10 best. Easy peasy. Done. Plus, everyone can see my list anyway, because I'm obviously on Letterboxd and I've got my list there. Every film I see this year, as soon as I watch it, I chuck it on the list. So people can already see my ranking anyway, and they can already see my top 10 best and my top 10 worst. But I mix my top 10 worst up a bit because there are films down there like shitty Netflix ones like Dog Gone and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm not going to count that in my top 10 worst because I feel like that sort of film you expect to be bad. Whereas
I don't tend to do a top 10 worst. I think because I kind of know what films that I want to see.
Yeah.
And they never turn out to be really bad. I kind of like steer away from, oh, this is going to look absolute shit.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could drum up like 10 films to put in a list like that.
That's fair enough. I've definitely got a top 10 this year for worst. I was looking through my list the other day and I'm like, yep, I'm all good. There's I can find 10 films here that I saw at the cinema that I hated. What is the biggest cash grab film? Ooh. Cash grab film. Do you know what? This is one of those things, if I had a bit of time to think about it, I could think of some really good answers for this question, I reckon.
Yeah.
Whereas off the top of my head, The Matrix 4, maybe. But that didn't even make them much money. So.
Yeah, when you put on the moment, when you put in right in the middle of it, can't think. But yeah, Matrix 4, oh my god, I just couldn't believe they sunk to that level.
Yeah, I'm not even a massive mate. I love the first film, but like that's it for me. I'm not crazy about 2 or 3 either, but the fourth one was like should have left it, didn't need it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I could definitely come up with a couple comic book ones, but I don't know. It's hard when you put on the spot like that to come up with them.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I got a blank.
yeah. It's a good question, but right, I think we'll end on one more question. So I'm going to try and pick one here. Where are we at? Okay, let's go with this one. We'll end on this one here. We're going to end on another one of Jim's here because this is an interesting one. What is the worst CGI you've seen? Worst CGI in a movie. I mean, the Scorpion King is like obvious pick.
I was just going to say that.
Do you know what I honestly think is the worst though? And this might be giving away a film that's going to be in my top 10 worst of the year.
Does it begin with a letter F?
It does, yeah. The Flash. How some people like this movie, I will never understand. I don't know I can't remember whether you liked it or not, Paul. If you do, I'm sorry because I'm gonna say now I think it is total dog shit.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but
it looked horrible. The scene where he's running and like I can't believe that's the final time we're gonna see Henry Cavill as Superman. That horrible CGI mess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they must have been so pushed for time frame.
Yeah.
Oh, just doesn't matter. Just get it out. It'll do.
I
PlayStation 2 graphics.
I can't believe that movie, to be honest. I tell you what else had awful CGI, actually, another one from this year. The Expendables 4. That
Yeah.
looks hot. Like, the action sequences, fine, no problem there. It was when there were shots of, like, big shots of, like, a plane flying about or something, I was like, this looks horrible.
There was a scene or two in Indiana Jones, especially when he was running along the train. Just looked like a computer game.
Yeah, there were a couple dodgy ones in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's always the more recent ones that spring out to me. But the Flash and Expendables 4, which I'll be talking about again next week.
That's why I made that point. I don't know if you've seen my Godzilla -1 review.
Yeah.
That cost $15 million.
Yeah.
And then Flash cost what, 200, 300 million.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something's
not right somewhere.
No, you do wonder where they're spunking all that money, to be honest, because it's like, I don't get where it's going, because it looks, the most of the movie looks awful.
Yeah.
But anyway, what a strange film that Flash one was. The thing that baffles me about it as well is I remember before it come out, people like James Gunn bigging it up, like this is one of the greatest superhero films ever.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What?
It had its moments, but then it's not a memorable film. It's not a memorable film. I do own the Steelbook, though, of course.
Do you know what? I feel awful because I have every DC film, and I was like, I'm gonna have to buy it. I hated it when I first saw it at the cinema, and I was like, I'm gonna have to buy it still.
But then again, you've got Rise of Skywalker, haven't you?
Yes, yeah. There's a couple. I really try not to do it anymore, but it's like I have every Star Wars film, so I gotta get it. I have every DC film, gotta get it. It's like Ant-Man. I really didn't like the new Ant-Man, but it's like I have every Marvel film. I gotta get it.
Yeah. It feels like it's like something missing if it's not there.
Yeah.
Just a gap that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, if it's not in a collection though, like there are other films that come out that I hate, like 65, I really decided shit. I ain't buying that because I don't need it's not part of a collection. It's like I don't need that. But yeah, sometimes something like the Flash should come along and it's like, oh, I have all the others. I've got to get it. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up there. I've just seen a couple of comments coming in here. Merry Christmas to you both. Hope you have a good one. Yeah. Absolutely. I hope everyone who's been watching has a fantastic Christmas. I'm going to try and get one video out before Christmas. But anyway, yes, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you all have a good Christmas. Thank you, Paul, for coming on.
Pleasure.
It has been as awesome as it always is. And I hope it will be another one in the future. Maybe
I'm always here if you decide to bring them back sometime.
Yeah, maybe I can come pop back on your... It's been a while since I've been on your channel, I think, now. But yeah, no, I think this is it. This is the end of the streams. This is it. This is going to be the last one for a while. So
should we have like poppers or something and just confetti going everywhere? And
I really should have bought. I actually should have bought something up here like that. I was in Tesco's today. I should have bought one of those little party poppers or a little hat or something to put on. But people know me by now. I'm not actually very prepared for this sort of stuff. But I will be in the new year, as I say. I keep teasing. There's big changes coming. I'm very excited to start sharing it all with you next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of work gone into it, actually. I'm quite excited about it all. But anyway, I'm not giving nothing away. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This is it. This is goodbye. I'm not going to long it out anymore. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you again, Paul. And we'll see everyone later.